Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Vanilla Rose of Vanilla Rose Tarot. And today we're going to be doing a reading on where you are currently on your spiritual journey. Okay, so we're just going to see what's going on, what lessons maybe you're learning or moving through, or potential blessings that are coming in. Just, spiritual journeys vary greatly from one to the other. So we have 3 groups to choose from. Just 1, 2, 3. Very simple. And the timestamps will be in the description down below. Okay, see you in your reading. Hi, group 1. Welcome to your reading. So we're going to start. We're just going to jump right in. We're going to start with tarot, and then we'll go into oracle. And we're just going to jump in, just what's going on with your spiritual journey. Where are you currently in your spiritual journey? And what's going on? Yeah, pretty much. And maybe get some advice or just some guidance about how to move through it. If it's even if it's a difficult one, but even if it's a lighter side of things, it's always good to know how to move through it, to stay in alignment with our desires. I feel like these two. Okay. Alright, so first card we have the Empress, which is beautiful. It's beautiful energy to start with. We have the Chariot. Okay. Ooh, then we have the Self, which is pretty cool. It's like shining the light. Okay, group 1. Then you have the Queen of Stars. Wow. And then we have the 5 of Cups. Okay. So your cards are really powerful cards. And just give me a second, sorry guys. Okay, so like I was saying, your cards are really powerful cards, which tells me that you would have recently done a lot of healing work on yourself. I feel like you've really devoted yourself to maybe a lot of shadow work. I think you've really been focusing on your inner world and your patterns. I'm feeling like karmic patterns. Like you were really devoted to breaking karmic cycles that you felt subjected to, but you kind of had this awareness that you had to be the one to break them, even if you weren't the one who started. Rarely are we the ones who started, right? It's usually passed on to us, something that we've learned or that we've sort of fell into, but at some point you realize that you did not want to carry on that cycle, and you wanted to break out of that. These cards feel very empowered. You wanted to create a new environment for yourself, a new home for yourself, where you feel very at peace and you feel very connected, and you feel like to yourself and to the world around you. You wanted to have sort of like a safe haven. And I'm getting that you wanted to purge a lot of these feelings that you were holding on to for a long time. They were sort of it's a weird word to use, but the word that's coming to me is like they were just marinating inside you, just sort of festering, and it was getting to a point where they started to bubble over into your outer world, right? Into your life, into your relationships, or into your work, or into even your hobbies. Maybe if you were trying to get quiet and maybe read something, or trying to meditate, or trying to just focus on anything, it's like you would feel very triggered very easily, and it made you feel unsettled, like you couldn't connect to anything. And so you decided that you wanted to break that, whatever it was that was sort of recycling over and over inside you. It does feel emotional, it doesn't feel so much mental, but it was beginning to affect your mental space. This is your thoughts, this is anxiety, this is how you show up, right? How you converse with others, how you relate to others. I just feel a lot of interference with your mental space, in your mental space. And that's when you decided to take charge and really address these really painful experiences that you've had or that you've witnessed that were affecting you. And I think that there was a fear there that you were going to become like that, something that either you went through a long time ago personally or that you watched someone else go through. This does feel like if there's carryover from some painful experience and you just wanted to clear it all out. And this feels like there was, and we have the self right in the middle of your spread, so there's a strong focus just on taking a look on that mirror and going deep down. Now if you haven't done this yet, then I'm getting a strong feeling of that's what you want to do. That's what you're being called to do. And maybe you've been debating on how that would affect you, you know, how much that would take from you. I know there's a lot of thought around, you know, how strong shadow work is and the effect that it has on us, because we don't want to revisit our past painful experiences. No one does. But there's just a strong awareness on your part that you have to. So if you haven't done this recently, I'm getting that you're leaning towards that. And when you do that, it's going to be a very rewarding experience coming out of that, because you're going to feel much more centered, much more creative, much more empowered, and you're going to have a strong sense of direction of what you want to do and where you want to go next, what you want to cultivate. I'm getting a strong sense of wanting to build yourself a home, especially, you know, with this Queen of Stars card, which correlates to the Queen of Pentacles. There's a strong sense of wanting to it's not even go home, it's build a home for yourself, whether that's in your inner world with your relationships with family, or the physical world, you know, with your physical home, or maybe there's a specific home you want to manifest for yourself that you feel very connected to. This feels very important, like you want to build a home of peace, a safe haven. I think I said that already. It just feels, and even here I'm looking at the Five of Cups, and there's this little cottage there in the background, and there's this river standing in between this woman and the cottage, and she's so focused on this loss that she doesn't see the two cups behind her, right? But she also doesn't see the safe space that's there for her, that she would feel much more at peace in, you know, where she can soothe herself, where she can, because that's a part of healing too. It's not just facing the hard stuff, it's also applying the necessary tools or actions that would help soothe the pain, you know, just like with a physical cut, you know, it hurts at first to clean it out, but then we add an ointment and then we cover it up and then it starts to feel better, you know. That's all a part of it. And then we leave it alone and we let it do its own healing. It's the same thing emotionally, you know. We address it, we do what we need to comfort ourselves, and then we start to move on and let it just heal on its own. You know, we don't need to micromanage our wounds. There is a point where we can sort of just let it be. And I'm really sorry about the dogs. If you can hear, they're outside, and I know they're being really loud. I apologize. But you know, maybe that's a part of your inner dialogue right now of what led you to really face this. It does feel like that. So I was getting a lot of interference in your mental space. It's just like rah, 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 you know. And if you're wondering how to ease that, there is some shadow work around that of some sort of past pain to address. And I am getting a strong need to purge a lot of the emotions out. There's a lot that just wants to just pour out of you, and I mean, it's going to be different for all of you on how to let that release happen, but you'll know what works for you, what'll bring that out, you know, what something that would relate. I don't know, it's going to be different for all of you. I know it's different for everyone, but you'll know what works for you. Lean into that, but also remember to not stay in that for too long. Once you've released, once you've purged those feelings, remember to comfort yourself afterwards and allow yourself to start taking steps forward. And it's once you do that, it's going to be very, very powerful space you'll be in, where you'll feel more in control of your life and more in control of where you're going and what you're doing and what you're building. You'll feel like that connection again that you were feeling was lost. So we're gonna go into your oracle cards now to get a little more information or advice on this journey you're on. So let's see. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of relief as I'm like shuffling these cards after saying all of that about your tarot cards. I'm feeling like once you purge all of that out, it's like I said, it's been festering within. You're gonna feel so much better and so much lighter. Your energy is gonna feel so much lighter. Like this has really been weighing you down for quite some time. Alright, I'll take that. Let's do one more. Okay. Yeah, sorry, you can't make this up, right? Clearing. That's exactly what I'm getting. There's this like great purge that needs to come out. There's just so much, like it's like stuck, but it's like it's been festering for so long. I said this earlier, it's ready to boil over. It's like you're right at the tip. You may feel yourself like crying or being emotional over like small things that you're like, why is this making me so emotional? It's because these emotions want to come out. It's connected to an experience that's very difficult for you to address, and I'm hearing sorrow, like a great sense of sorrow. But I'm also getting this message of don't be afraid of it, because after you release the emotions, there's just going to be a great sense of relief, like that needed to come out, almost like if it's in an emotional abscess, like when you see like an abscess someone, or sometimes you see animals where there's this abscess and it needs to be like poked, and then you release the fluid. And I know that might be gross for some people. Sorry about that, but that's the image I'm getting. But emotionally for you, it's just built up and it just needs to be pierced, and then all of it will come out. It's just ready to just pour out of you. And sorry about that. And you'll just feel so much better when you do that. Let me put this up a little bit. I get really like into how the cards look, and they never look how I want them to. No matter what I do. All right, alone. Okay, yeah, this is giving me that safe space you want to be in. It's reminding me of this cottage. Like maybe you just need some time to yourself. Maybe you're around a lot of people a lot. Maybe you need to go on a retreat, or just spend time on your own. Just even if you live with other people, just go to a room by yourself or a space by yourself, or maybe when everyone's sleeping, you can just have that a little bit of time to yourself to really do this, because it's really important, because you can't. So back to the abscess example I gave. What's really interesting about having an abscess is that your body cannot heal until that abscess is relieved, until that fluid is out. Your body, and this is any abscess that you have, and I'm getting like in the mouth, when there's when there's a sort of an abscess in the gums, it will not heal until that abscess is cleared out, and it will just keep growing and growing and growing, and there's like a pressure on the nerve, and it just keeps on. It hurts. But as soon as you relieve that pressure and you release that fluid, there is immediate relief. It's almost like it doesn't even hurt anymore, because the pain was coming from that pressure. And that's any kind of abscess that you have on your body. It's just, it cannot. Sometimes if it's a small one, your body can absorb it and it takes time, and then you can heal. But a lot of the time when there's an abscess, it'll just keep growing and growing until it's relieved, and then your body can heal. It's just like this boulder in the middle of your path that your body can't get past. You know what I mean? And that's what this feels like. It feels like it's this emotional boulder inside of you, and you can't move forward until that's addressed. Okay. Guys, that's exactly what I'm saying. You're stuck. And I'm not laughing at you or your situation. I just think it's so crazy that, like, I'm saying all this and then the card just comes out. That's exactly what it feels like. You're just stuck in this. It's like I'm saying everything and then the card comes out, but I already said everything I had to say about it. It's exactly that. You're stuck in this, and it is tough to move. Once you get comfortable in that stuckness, it's tough to really want to do anything about it, right? Because you just get comfortable, but it's only going to make you more stuck. And I'm not trying to make light of this, because it feels like what you need to address is a very painful thing. So just try to be gentle with yourself, and do it when you feel ready, if you haven't already done this. Because for some of you, I am getting that you would have already done this, but there's a lot of you that haven't yet, and that this empowerment and this creativity comes on the other side of that. So if you haven't done this yet, be gentle with yourself and do it when you truly feel ready. Just put the intention that you're gonna do it, and then allow yourself to naturally go there. Try not to push yourself or force this task on you. Just try to gently approach it, because this is a big thing, and you don't have to rush into it, just because it's something that you do feel you have to do. You don't have to deep dive or like head first. Like, this is a very painful experience, so do tread lightly when you do this, because it's real. That pain is real, and it's sometimes when we have shadow work to do, we can undermine that pain because we want to get to the other side of it, and so we try to rush it, right, just because we want to get it over with. But we can't do that, because that can actually cause more harm, right? Wait. That's my baby Lexington. He decided to come and join your reading. I'm just gonna keep going, because if I move him, my table is gonna move. And he is making himself a lot more comfortable. He does this when I do readings. He wants to make himself every time. I mean, personal readings for others. Like, he's very protective, and he always comes to me when I'm emotionally distraught to sort of help me and soothe me. And so I feel like he's doing that for you guys. Aw, he's like wanting to soothe you, because you guys have, this is a tough thing that you guys have to do, and I feel for you guys. It's for those who haven't done it yet, and even if you have, like, I'm still sending, because that's a tough thing that you did, and kudos to you for doing it and making it to the other side, because pain is a difficult thing, obviously, right? But I mean, it's a difficult thing to address once you're out of the situation. People think that it's only when you're in it, right? But you carry that with you until you're ready to really move past it. So he hasn't made an appearance in a reading in a while. I think not since my first reading. That's the only time he's come. So you guys are special. He's my baby. He's my world. I have 3 babies. They're all my world. I have a dog and 2 cats, and they're my everything. So all right, guys. Let me use up 2 more cards. I'm gonna try to squeeze it in here so you can see them. So we have healing waters. I love how your reading is just so in sync. I love it so much. And then you have anguish. Oh, and look at this card. Do you see this card? That's what it feels like. Like, that's what I'm feeling for you. This like heaviness. And it's just, you see how it's coming out and it's going everywhere, and you have the light, the dark. It's like interfering with everything. And her, like, the figure, I don't know if it's, can you see that? Let me see. I'm trying to make it focus. Okay. Because she's crying and you can barely see it. And I don't know if you can see that in the card. but I'm trying to. I do feel like it's important for you to see. Let me see. Alright. I don't think it's gonna focus. Hopefully you guys can see it. But she's crying, or this figure is crying. I'm not actually sure if it's a female or not, but the figure is crying and their eyes are closed and it's just all this pain. But this is what needs to come out. This is what's trying to come out of you. And it's just gonna pour out. And that's what I mean. It's funny that you got healing waters first, because I do feel like that's what I was saying, that you want to approach this gently, because this is a lot. This is a lot. And you're going to feel very raw afterwards, and you're going to need to comfort yourself through that. Please remember to take care of yourselves through this journey, because this is a heavy thing you're going to do. But what's on the other side is so beautiful. Like you have such beautiful energy coming on the other side of this. And it's worth it. That's something that I feel like you really need to hear. It's worth it. This work, this journey, this healing, the pain, it's worth it. And I'm not trying to say the pain was a good thing. I'm saying that you addressing it, releasing it, healing through it is worth it, to be free of it, to be on the other side of it, to really see the beauty in life again, because I feel like this has tainted your view of the world, where things just seemed really gray and dark and difficult to move through. And I'm almost like I'm getting a little emotional, because I can feel the heaviness and the way that this is just the way you've been carrying this for so long. I can feel the sadness. And you may have felt like nobody understood you or understood what you went through. But I believe me, I understand it. And there are people who will understand it. If you feel like there isn't, you'll find those people. But this is something that you have to move through on your own first. That's important. And I think that's part of the empowerment that you'll get through this. When I'm looking at this Empress card, let me try to put it in the view of the camera. I look at this Empress card, and she is, look at her, you know, she's like in the middle of this flower, right, that's bloomed, and she is in her power. She can create anything, and that doesn't come from nothing. Let me tell you, that comes from work, and that comes from building yourself up, and that comes from resilience. Your power comes from resilience and your ability to bounce back every time you've been knocked down, and to bounce back stronger. And I'm not even getting that you're gonna have difficulty, because I really just see this release, and that's gonna free you up, because it's gonna give you that connection back to life, you know, to what you want, to what you want to build, to what you want to create. And yeah, that's all I'm seeing for your reading, and I really hope that was helpful. I hope that I hope you received from it what you needed. I hope that you can feel supported. I'm trying to give you this like loving energy and supportive energy, that you can do this, because you can. You absolutely can. And I hope you can feel the love from my baby from Lexington, because he is all over your reading. He is all over your reading. And let me tell you, he doesn't do this often. So I hope you feel special about that, because he's a special baby. And yeah, I wish you so much luck and love and light and all the beautiful things in the world from this, because you deserve it. You certainly do. And yeah, that's all. I hope. Yeah, I hope you. I don't even know. I'm like a loss for words. I hope you. I hope to see you in the next one. All right, bye guys. Hi, group 2. So, welcome to your reading. We're just gonna jump right in, okay? We're gonna start with tarot, and then we'll draw some oracle cards. And yeah, so this could be anything about where you are. So I do want to say that this could be something that you're either going through now, about to go through, or have already gone through. This is a general reading, so it's gonna, show up differently for everyone. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Because for group 1, I felt like a little bit of a split. Like that was for some people who were about to go through that, or who have just gone through that, or were currently going through that. I felt that very strongly, so I just want to preface this reading by saying that. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Where are you currently on your spiritual journey? Oh, okay. That's it. That's your... That just dropped right down. Okay. Take it. We have the 8 of Stars. These cards are so beautiful. Wow. Okay. I know I've used them before on this channel, but I never cease to be amazed by how beautiful these cards are. Okay. We have the 5 of Cups. We have the 8 of Cups. We have the Empress. And we have the 4 of Stars. Which, the 8 of Stars and the 4 of Stars, they correlate to Pentacles. So that would be the 8 and 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so... Alright, sorry, I didn't mean to... I know I sigh a lot. So sorry if that was kind of loud. Okay, so the first thing I noticed is that you are definitely moving through something. Okay, so I was gonna say you're moving through something emotional, right? Which is obviously, that's clear. But you're actively working on leaving something behind. Like you're walking away from something, a difficult situation. Now I can't, trying to feel into it to see if this feels very, I don't know why it feels very general. Like I'm not getting anything specific from what you're walking away from, at least not yet. Maybe it'll come through as I move through the energy of it. But you're actively, it's like you're in the middle of walking away from something that has held you back, held you down, that you felt stuck in, that you felt trapped in. Yeah, this feels like, but you're actively walking away from it. Like I said in the beginning, this could be something you're about to do, that you've already done, or that you're currently doing. But for you, the stronger feel of it is that you're currently going through this. You're currently in the process of walking away from something, because it's you want something that's your own, but I'm getting that you really want like your own space, your own life, your own setup. It's like you want the power back in your life. You were in a situation where you were giving your power away and you want it back. Now this could be from, now that I said that and I felt that like really strongly, I'm getting the feeling that it's in multiple areas of your life, not just one. That may be why I wasn't getting anything specific. This could be multiple things you're walking away from, because now my eyes are going to the cups and I'm seeing three. So this could be three things you're walking away from, literally, or it could just be multiple things, or it could be one thing that affects other areas of your life. Like if that's, for example, let's say it is a relationship, right? If you're walking away from it, this comes from the living space that you were in, because it feels like a shared living space. Or it can be, and it can also mean the friends that you two shared together. It could mean the places that you went to that carry a lot of memories. It could be pets that you both have to figure out who the pet goes to. Now that I'm getting into it, it does feel more like a relationship, but that's just an example. It could be different for all of you. It just feels like the thing you're walking away from affects other areas of your life. It's multiple things that you're walking away from. But what I'm getting is that, because I'm even looking at this Four of Pentacles card, and she's holding on to this one star, but it's like she's shackled, right, by these two stars. And then this one star is just above her, like trying to give her guidance, but she's so focused on what she's stuck in, right? So I feel like you're trying to hold on to yourself while trying to, you're trying to move away from what you feel trapped in. I just keep getting that message over and over again. And you just want to be free. You want to have your own. You want to have your, not just your inner strength, like that kind of power. You want to have your creativity back. You want to, like, you should see me right now. I have like my hands and fists, and I'm like doing like, yeah, like go you want like that vivaciousness back. I don't say that word often, but it just came through. You want this like zest, like, and I'm getting that you would have had this before, right? Because it feels like you're getting it back, not like you're getting it for the first time. It's like you were held back from it in the situation that you were in, and now you want it back, like it was taken from you. And that makes sense with this Five of Cups. There was a loss there. I'm sorry guys, I'm bumping into the mic. And you want it back. You want your life back. You want your power back. And alright, sorry guys, there was a situation I had to deal with. But yeah, so you want your power back. You want that. This is just something that you're so adamant about that you want back, and you're not giving that up. And even if you have to make sacrifices in order to get, what it is that you're wanting back, because there are sacrifices. I mean, we have the Five of Cups and the Eight of Cups. You're definitely walking away from something in order to get your essence back, But it's like, I think for a while you may have wondered, if what you were giving up was worth what you were trying to get back. And I think that was something you pondered for a while, and you just got to the point where you're like, screw it, it isn't worth it, and I want what I want back. And like I said, that's going to be different for a lot of you, but I'm really getting like your own space. Like you want your own space again. You want to have your life be your life again. And what you're giving up, I don't want to, discount that, because there was a strong attachment there. For it to show up as the Five of Cups, this is something that you were strongly attached to and that you loved greatly, but it just isn't for you anymore. And the interesting thing is I'm not getting a lot of sadness now from it. So like I said, for the majority of you, I'm feeling that this is something that you're going through currently. And so at this point of it, that emotional attachment would have dissipated quite a bit, to the point where you're just ready to leave. You're just ready to walk away, and you're done. Like, that's it. You don't want to deal with it anymore. I'm getting this, like, I'm over it type of feeling. But if this is something that is approaching, that you're moving towards, then yeah, you may still be strongly attached to it, but this is what it's leading you to the point where you're just gonna have to face that you don't want to deal with this anymore. That this isn't something you want in your life anymore. This feels like a personal decision that you're making for yourself, and that's why it's so empowering for you, because you get to choose your life. You get to choose what you want. And this is reminding me of I was just recently watching a show. It was called Tiny Beautiful Things, and it's actually based on a book, which is also really great. And there's a part in it and in the book too where it's about a columnist, and I'm not going to get into the whole deal of it, but there's just a part where someone says that the main character, she says that you don't need more than just the desire to leave. I know I said that weird. I'm sorry. That may be confusing. But basically, just when you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, wanting to leave is enough. Just wanting to leave is enough. Even if the person is a good person, even if the job is a good job, even if the house is a good house, you wanting to leave is enough. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you selfish or crazy or unreasonable. It just means that that isn't for you anymore, and that's enough. That's basically what was in the show or in the book, and if that resonates with you, I highly suggest seeing the show if you haven't, or reading the book if you haven't, because it feels like it would be really enlightening for you in your situation especially. But that just feels like something that needed to be said in your reading, that just wanting to leave is enough. And that's something that you're going through or will go through or just recently went through. But it's just something that you're going through where you're figuring that out for yourself, that you wanting to leave is enough for you, is enough of a reason to go, and you're going. And there may have been a time where you felt like maybe you weren't a good person because of that, because of not wanting to stay. But you're gonna find that you have to follow your own desire, your own guidance, because you're the one who has to live your life. And it's funny, as I'm saying this in your reading, I'm looking out the window, and like it's been cloudy, and the whole background is super dark and gray, and like this bluish gray, and then now the sun is coming out, and all the buildings in front of me and the trees, they're all lit up, like glowing. And that's always been like my favorite backdrop. I love when that happens. But it's getting brighter and brighter, and it's when I'm saying that you're gonna, like, it's sorry guys, there's like so many thoughts coming to me at the same time. It's like, while I was saying that, I'm saying that you're at the point where you have to live your life. Only you can live your life. And I'm seeing all this light shining in this backdrop, in this dark backdrop, and I feel like that's you. It's you empowering yourself and realizing that you're the only one who lives your life. So you are the one who has to make the decisions for it. You're the one who gets to choose where you go, what you deal with, who you deal with, what you're doing. And I know that's tough because we have emotional attachments to other people, and we care about what they think, and we care about what they want, but we cannot live for other people. We have to live for ourselves, because they're not living our life. We are living our life. You understand? So that's something that I feel like you're learning for yourself. It's like you're learning how to stand up for yourself in some way and go for what you want, and not demonizing yourself for that. You're not demonizing. I didn't mean to say villainizing yourself for it. You're not the villain in the story, because you want to live your life the way you want to live it, on your terms. This is a right that we all have in our lives, and that's something that I feel like you're coming into, that you're learning for yourself, that you're figuring out is really important for you as well. So let's get into your oracle cards to see what else wants to come up. Guidance or information or clarifiers. Sorry guys, I had a call. It's funny in your group I keep getting interrupted. Maybe that's what you feel like. Maybe you feel like every time you try to live for yourself, like something comes up and gets in the way of it. But I just feel like you're at the point where you're just like, nah, like I'm not letting anything get in the way anymore. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do it. Screw it. It's like this feeling of like you have to live for yourself now, because no one else is gonna do it for you. There's no magic moment that's just gonna whisk you away from what you don't like and take you to what you do like. Only you can do that. Okay. Breakthrough. Yeah. That's what it's just like you getting control over the situation. It's like, yeah, you're like at the point where you can't take it anymore. I keep feeling that. And as I'm saying that again, the buildings are like lit up in my face. They're like almost blinding me. They're so bright. And it's just, and I feel like that's what this is for you. Like this situation, this it's like glaring in your face. Like you just cannot take it anymore. You have to go. And you have to go in the direction that's calling you, you know, that you want to be in, because it's just like, I feel like it's draining you, you know what I mean? Like it's just depleting you. You're just like every day gets harder and harder to get up and live through, you know what I mean? Because it just doesn't pull you anymore. Quest. Yeah, it's you know, it's funny. There's 2 figures on this card, and then there's 2 moons. I almost feel like this is you in your life. Like there's 2 paths for you. Like the path you're currently on and where that leads you. And I feel like that's the thing that's daunting. You know, that's like, I cannot carry on because I see where it's taking me and I don't want to go there, right? And then there's this other path of your true heart's desire that you're like, I want to go this way. But it's like you're hurting people if you decide to go the way that you really want to go in. And I feel like that's really made things cloudy for you. You know, it's made things difficult for you to fully decide where to go. Time travel. I love this card. This is like one of my favorite cards in the deck. But you see her hands? You see how powerful they are? It's like she's creating this portal herself. And I think that's part of it, right? Because I was saying that there's 2 paths, right? The one you're currently on that you don't want to be on and where that leads you, right? And then there's the other one that takes you on this journey that's adventurous and exciting and new, you know? And it's like, it's almost like you had a chance to do this before, but you didn't take it. Like you chose this path instead, and now you're like, nah, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do what I really want to do. You have that power. You have it right now, in this moment, not before, long ago, or you have to build to it. No, right now you have this power. In this moment, you have the power to choose what your life is gonna be and where you're gonna go. You. In this card, I feel that so much. I mean, to have the ability to time travel, right? That's a powerful thing. You have that right now. You're not building towards it. You have it right now. And it's, wow. Suppression. That's what I was getting before. That was your situation. You were just so like trapped. I said that, right? You were trapped in this situation where, oh my God, this poor bird can't fly because someone else is keeping it in its grasp. Right? In that grip where it's just like, and look at the face, the look on that bird's face. Like it's angry. Like I just want to get out of here, right? It's, you never want to be, I mean, no one ever wants to be somewhere where they're trapped, but for you especially, sometimes we are stuck in a situation where we can't just get up and leave. We don't have the money we need, we don't have the resources, we don't have the connections or, you know, certain abilities. Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes it's true. But when we decide that that's not going to be our life anymore, suddenly things start to change, you know? Suddenly we start to see a way out. We start to see little things we can do that can lead us out. That's a power we have in that moment to make that choice and start moving in that direction. And it's like out of nowhere we get this like miracle thing, right? Like this miracle job or this miracle money or circumstance or offer that is exactly what we need to get to where we're going. And that's what I'm seeing for you. You just got to make that choice. And when you do, there's your way out. You know, the only thing that's hindering you right now is that choice. Even if you don't have the resources to do it as you want to do, they will appear when you make the choice. It's like the teacher will appear when the student is ready, you know? Like the resources will appear when you decide you need them, you know? We have depletion. Let me just clean this card real quick. I was like holding it. Yeah. It's just reminding me of this breakthrough card, you know? You're not gonna be able to stand this for too long. Oh my god, it says depletion. That's what I said. I said you were depleted. That's what I was feeling from you. Like, this is just taking and taking and taking from you. Like, that vase is gonna break. It's just gonna, and all you're gonna be burnt out. So you wanna move in the direction that's going to nourish you, that's gonna fill you up. And you're so ready. I love that right in the middle you have this time travel card, because you're so ready to do this. Like, I feel this in you. I was saying this earlier. I don't feel the sadness in your reading. I don't. Whether I feel like at one point there was a strong emotional attachment, but it's like it's taken so much from you that it no longer has that hold on you anymore, because you're done. Like, it's like it's taken the emotional attachment with it, because it's just drained you. And you're ready to just, and like I said, this reminds me of this card. You're ready to break it on your own, because you know where you want to go, And it's only going to keep taking, if you resonate with that it's been depleting you, it's only going to keep on. That's not going to change. Sometimes we stay in situations because we feel like it can change. Yeah, maybe it can. It doesn't mean it will. And you can't live your life hanging on the hopes of that, because that part is not in your control. What is in your control is what you decide to do with your life, not waiting around for something to may or may not change. And even if it does change down the line, where will you be at that point? Will you still even want it? Is it still even going to be good for you at that point? And I feel like you already know the answer to that, because at this point you're fed up, because the situation is over and done with, and you're ready to move on. And all you have to do is make that choice to move on, and the path will appear before you to do so. Wow, your reading was really I felt very empowered in your reading. It was very strong, and I really love that energy. And if that's the energy you're moving into, and if that's the energy you're trying to call to you, please lean into that, because it's such a beautiful thing, and it's such a beautiful thing to be able to transform our lives in the way that we want. It's because then we get to share that with others, how to do that, and now that spreads, and now we have a world where more people are standing up to these oppressive situations. It's like a match, right? That's a whole wildfire. That's where you are right now. You have that ability. All right, so that's what I'm seeing for your reading. And I hope that it resonated. I hope that you got from it what you needed. I truly do. And I hope that you get to where you want to be in life. I truly do. All right. And I really hope to see you in the next one. All right. Bye, guys. Hi, group 3. Welcome to your reading. So we're just gonna get right into it. We're gonna start with tarot, and then get oracle. Okay, so I do want to preface this reading as I did in group 2, because I forgot to do it in group 1. But this could be for what you're about to go into, what you've recently gone through, or what you're currently going through. This is a general reading, so it could be different for all of you. But yeah, just get a feel of it and see, if it resonates with your situation or what you're feeling currently. And you'll decide. You'll see if it's for you or not. But yeah, so this is going to be just stuff, I don't know, that you're moving through or healing through or getting over. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. What's currently going on? Wait, where are you currently on your spiritual journey? Yeah. Okay. Let's see this one. Alright. Okay, we have the 8 of Crystals, otherwise known as the 8 of Swords. Is that there? We have the 8 of Cups. We have the Fool, which is beautiful. Love that. We have the Hanged Man. And we have the Nine of Wands. Okay. Okay, so I just had to align the cards a little bit. So right away, I'm looking at your cards, and I'm getting a strong feeling of excitement for your group. It's really interesting. I keep going to the Fool card, and it's right in the middle of your spread, which I find interesting because we have the Eight of Crystals / Eight of Swords and the Eight of Cups. So it's like on one hand, like there's this like, yeah, because this feels like two situations. It's like one hand you're leaving something behind, right? But it doesn't feel like a situation. It feels more like a mindset. And then on this side, it's like you're ready to fight. That's the feeling that I'm getting. It's like you were impartial in a situation, and then you decided, you know what, I'm gonna take a side, and I'm on this side. Which is so bizarre to me to see these two situations. But then in the middle, you have this Fool where you're like, I'm just gonna take a leap in this direction and see where that takes me. It's funny. So I'm seeing a few different scenarios in this group. It's really interesting. And I don't know if like a lot of people are gonna pick this group, or maybe you just have a lot going on in your life. But it just kind of feels like you're being pulled in different directions, and then you decide to go in your own at the end of it. It's like you're taking this leap, right? And it's just like it's like you don't want anything to do with what's going on around you. It's like a lot of noise, a lot of like chaos, and you don't want anything to do with any of that. Which I find interesting because that completely contradicts what I said here about this situation, about picking a side and moving in that direction. So you may feel like you're being sort of pressured into making a decision, or of picking, being on someone's side, picking a side. Oh man, and it's like you really don't want to. Like you could if you did want to, like yeah, I would if I want to, but it's almost like you don't want to. Like you could, but you don't want to. That's the feeling that I'm getting. So you may feel like you're being pressured to go in one direction or another, because I want to try to keep this as general as possible, seeing as this is a general reading. So you may feel like you're being pulled, and you could go in that direction, and you may be even really successful in going in that direction, but you don't want to. I'm getting a resistance, like I'm getting a stubbornness, like you just really don't want to. You don't want to pick a side because this isn't your fight. Like you don't want it to be your fight. So this is actually reminding me a little bit of group 2, in the fact that like you're choosing for yourself what you want to do. It's like you don't want to live. It's like you don't want to live in someone else's life. Like you don't want to be the side character anymore. You want to be the main character. That's the vibe I'm getting. It's like you could stay in that road. You could. It's not that you don't care about these people or this person, but like you want to be your own main character. Like you want to be the main character in your own life. You know, like you want to be the one that's going through things. Not to say that you want to go through bad things, but you want to have some excitement in your life, some situations in your life that it's like you've been on standby in someone else's life, like because you were more so supporting someone else, and they were taking up like all your attention and all your time, that you weren't able to get into your own situations because you were so focused on someone else. This feels like a friendship, actually. Like there's a friend or maybe even a family member, just someone that was taking up a lot of your time and a lot of your energy, and you care deeply for them. And so, you know, that felt like it was fine for a while, but you realize that you were kind of sacrificing a lot of your life to help them live theirs. And now you don't want to do that anymore. You just don't want to do that. You're ready to just like, you're done putting your life on hold for other people. That's what it feels like. And this could be more than one person, but I'm getting one person specifically, but this could be a group of people, and you're not wanting to go in that direction anymore. Your reading feels very like straightforward, very cut and dry. Just, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to go in that direction anymore. I want to live my own life. I feel like you just really want some excitement. That was the first thing I felt when I looked at your cards. I just felt excitement, like I want adventure, like I want to, I want something going on for me for once, Not to say that you haven't before, but that's just a feeling that I'm getting. Like I can hear you saying that, like I want this for me. Geez, finally I can have something of my own. You may have had to share a lot of things. Maybe you come from like a big family and you've you grew up just having to share everything in your life, and you're ready to just like live for, like have your own things, like live for yourself, enjoy your own things. And this does feel a little similar to group 2, but group 2 was a bit more drastic. For you, it feels more on a just making more personal like decisions for you. Like it's more like having something of your own. You know what I mean? Whether that's a relationship, whether that's a career, a job, maybe it's a course, a school. It's just some type of focus, just some focus going to you. You know what I mean? Instead of to other people. You feel like a very supportive person, that you really show up for those you love, and you care deeply for the ones you love, to the point where you are willing to sacrifice parts of your life for other people, because that's how much you love. Like you love hard. But I think after a while you start to realize that all that love that you're giving out, you got to start, giving in. Giving towards yourself, so that you can be on the receptive side of that. I keep hearing, what I keep hearing? Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. And it's reminding me of that movie, 27 Dresses, where Katherine Heigl, she's been a bridesmaid 27 times. And it's like a whole big thing. It's like a news article about it, and it's a whole, you know how that goes, how these movies go. And if you haven't seen it, maybe you could check it out. But what I'm really getting is just that's how you felt, whether it's to that extreme or not. And that's the thing about it. She was very happy to be bridesmaid. She loved being bridesmaid. She wasn't resentful about it, and I'm not getting that from you either. I'm not really getting a resentment towards other people. It's more just like, when is it my turn? And it's not, and I know saying that can be a little bit of like a trigger for some, just thinking like, am I selfish? Am I greedy? Or whatever case may be, like, this is a bad mark on my character. No, it's not. Like, we are, and it doesn't make you jealous of others or spiteful of others. We can be happy for others and still want for ourselves too. It doesn't have to be either or. It can be both. So it's like there's a genuine happiness that you have for the people around you that you support and that you show up for. But there's also this desire to have for yourself as well. And that's what I'm getting so strongly for you, that you just want to have your own experiences, your own life. And so now you're like on this adventure to start something new for yourself and really just take that leap, because I do feel like you were kind of holding yourself back a little bit. There was a little bit of like, will I be as supported as I've been supportive to others? Will I get that back? Will I get that same type of community, sense of community from others that I've been for others? Like, it's like you didn't know if you would receive what you were giving out, but you're ready to take that risk now, because you want something. There's just a strong excitement. It's really beautiful, actually, to feel like you can have something of your own now, and the excitement that comes with that. And I really do feel a genuine happiness from the people around you. It feels very supportive, and it's almost like your perspective was tainted a little bit by your mindset. Like maybe you were worried that like, oh, nobody's gonna show up for me in the same way, nobody's gonna do for me in the same way, or whatever. And then I feel you being very pleasantly surprised by being proven wrong about that, and the people in your life actually wanting something more for you. And I think that sometimes we get so caught up in supporting others that we think, that's what they want too. They just want you to be there for them and not them there for you. But sometimes people are not given the opportunity to be there for you. And when they are given that, they do show up. Sometimes people do show up for you. Now, if it's the case where they really wouldn't show up for you, then you're definitely going to find people who will show up for you. and you're gonna have that true sense of community, because I feel that. If I feel so much joy that you're jumping into, but I do feel like you being pleasantly surprised by the people who show up for you in the way that you've shown up for them. So I'm gonna grab some oracle cards for you to get some clarifiers or some additional information about where you are currently in your spiritual journey. I just hate when I like position them and then they move. But yeah, it feels light. It's like the energy you're moving through is light. Like the way you move, it's almost like you're leaping and jumping, almost even flying. That's the energy I feel you moving into. There was a lot of worry, I feel like, before, where you weren't sure. Whoa, okay, all these cards want to come. You know what? I'm gonna take them all. I'm just gonna take them. Where you may have felt like it wasn't gonna be everything you were making it out to be. Like it was like maybe you were too hopeful for like this picture perfect future, you know. But it's like you're throwing that all out the window, all this worry. It's like, I'm just gonna jump in anyway, because who knows, you know? Like, you'll never know if you don't try. So let's get this one first. We have Alone in reverse. And that's crazy because I don't have reversals in this card. So that's wild. But that is so appropriate for what I'm feeling for you. Is this feeling that you weren't gonna be supported, and then being pleasantly surprised when you are. That's crazy. Yeah, I swear I don't have reversals. I'm curious to see if any of these other ones are reversed. But it's exactly that. It's like you had this expectation or this assumption. You know, you were jumping to the conclusion that you were gonna have to like go at it alone or something, but you won't. That's the thing. It's like that expectation gets flipped around, and then it's like, whoa, people are really like showing up for me, and it's such a beautiful thing. Falling. I feel like that's feeding into that too. Like you're just falling and falling, and nobody's there to catch you, right? Maybe it will feel like that at first, you know. But I just keep getting this feeling like someone's gonna catch you. Multiple people are gonna catch. I feel like you're falling into a community, whether this is a community you're already a part of or that you're finding that's new. But there's a sense of community that you're moving into that's extremely supportive. Secret keeper. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I feel like when you were being very supportive of others, that's what I was feeling. It's like the people didn't have an opportunity to show up for you. I was saying that, and that's what it feels like. It's like you were very mum about your desires, about what you wanted. You may have been very coy, you know, when people asked you about you or about things that you wanted, and you're just kind of like, oh, I'm good, I'm chilling, I'm fine, I'm not really wanting anything, you know. And that's what I mean. It almost feels like the people that in your life didn't really get a chance to support you, because it's like you weren't being open because you were worried that maybe they would criticize you or criticize what you want, or shut it down, or kind of tell you not to go in that direction. It's kind of the feeling that I'm getting there. Mirror. Oh wow, look at that. You got the Mirror card. Yeah, what I'm getting from that, and this may be triggering for some, and I'm sorry if it is, but I'm feeling it, and I have to say it. It feels like the expectations that you were getting or that you were feeling from others, you were putting on yourself. And listen, that's not going to be true for everybody. I'm not trying to say that what you've experienced is all in your head, because what we experience is real. But for some of you, you were building up a narrative and projecting that onto others, when it was really your fears and your worries and your anxiety that was perpetuating that narrative and keeping it going. And I feel that even more so with the Eight of Swords here. You were keeping yourself trapped in that mindset that no one was ever going to be there for you. And you were feeding into that, and that's how you were living your life. But like I said, you're ready to break free from that. Like you're ready to to take that chance to prove yourself wrong. And now that could be you feeding into, but that could have started off as a very real thing. Like I said, I don't want to discount anyone's experiences, and I'm never saying that they're not real. So what I want to say is that could have started off as something that was very strong and very and was coming from someone else, but at some point it turned into you carrying it on, and like I said, that's for some of you, not for all of you. Like I said, that could be very triggering for some. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Remember, these are general readings, but I am getting the sense that you were feeding into this narrative somehow, some way, even if it was coming from others. It was you were continuing the cycle within yourself, within your mind. This could also be the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you put yourself down, the way that you were kind of tricking yourself into not trying something because of one, never gonna work out, never gonna be this. It does kind of feel like there was this very harsh, negative self-talk there, and I feel like that was good. And like I said, it could have started from someone else, but it was something that you kept it going in your own mind. So these last two cards, we have the Visionary. That's so beautiful, because that's what I was saying with the Fool. Like, you have this dream for your life, this vision, right? And that's what I was getting, that for a while you felt like it couldn't be true, but you're like letting that go, and you're like, I'm gonna take a chance because it really could be true. It's like you're changing that narrative, you're shifting. That's that part of that spiritual journey that's just so beautiful about this, is that you had this self-deprecation, like this really harsh, negative narrative in your head that you were constantly, and it became normal for you, but you're like, yo, I'm done with that. I'm not doing that anymore. Like, I'm gonna take a chance, like, because what I want for my life, what I can see for my life, that could really happen. I was gonna say that shit could really happen, because you know what, that shit could really happen. You really could have everything you want. You really could have what you're envisioning for yourself. That's a real possibility for you, and you can take that leap. You can do it. Like I said, you have this such strong supportive energy that's waiting for you. Look at that. Rest. Gotta clean the card. I put lotion on my hands, and what a mistake that was, right? Anyway, I like these cards because they're easily cleaned. But look at that. Look at how peaceful and beautiful that is. Of just knowing that you did it. You took a chance in your life and it paid out. Because that's what I see here. I see this just paying out for you, this vision that you have for your life. It's like here you're envisioning it, here you're living it. It's like it really happened. And I almost get a sense of kicking yourself a little bit for not doing it sooner. But listen, we all do things when we're ready to. We break things when we're ready to. And it's always in the time that it's meant to happen. And you're ready to come out of this feeling of, and I keep wanting to pull this card because it's bothering me, but you're ready to it may have felt never ending to, like you were in a void, and I see you being very quiet about that. I don't think you shared that with anyone. Maybe I feel like there's someone around you that you weren't being open to or open about what you were feeling or thinking, and if you gave them the chance, they would be very receptive and very supportive. That's the thing I'm getting. Sorry, I shook the table. It's the thing, I keep getting that. So if there's someone in your life that you feel like could be, but you're maybe assuming that they wouldn't be, maybe from past experiences, or maybe that's just what you feel. If you feel comfortable, try to give them a chance. And this is only if you feel comfortable or feel called to, or maybe you'll have an opportunity to do this. Because I keep saying and I keep hearing that there's someone in your life, and maybe even multiple people, that would be there for you if you gave them the chance. and would help you to do what it is you're trying to do, to create, even if they're just being supportive. It's like, and now I'm looking at the Sign of Wands. At first I saw that as you, and it was you being supportive of them. Now I see that flipped around and them being supportive of you, and that's really interesting. But they were like hanging in the balance. It's crazy how the other different ways we can see cards, right, the way they show up in these readings. But I see them like, it's just really funny how now I see it flipped. In the beginning of the reading, it was you there for others, waiting for your chance, and now I'm seeing it as them waiting to have that chance for you. You know, it's a really yeah. So that's all I'm getting for your reading, and I hope that it resonated. I hope it was helpful, and yeah, I truly hope to see you in the next one. All right, bye guys.